Hi, it is April 23rd and you're in the garden with Colorado Tulips, Zone 9B. It is April 23rd, early afternoon, Sunday, and I'm going to show you what's going on in the front yard because it's pretty awesome. All right, so we've got some pots that have things happening. We've got the front garden that has things happening, and we've got the grass that has things happening too. Let's start with the pots. These were my first bloomers, planted very, very late, kept mostly in the garage. As you can see, the hyacinths have gone over. I'm gonna chop these off next. But these daffodils here have been, I think they're Dutch master, possibly. They have been going for weeks, and that sound you hear there is my efforts to keep the rabbits away. This is, I believe, the Pushkinia or Siberian squill. But yeah, I mean, these literally been going for weeks, and then this one is finally dying. These ones were the first ones out. Little beautiful tulips. You can see there's some, or sorry, little beautiful tiny daffodils. They're awesomely pretty. But yeah, and I think I must not have put any tulips in these particular ones at all, or the tulips may just be the most susceptible to rot. So we'll see. Like, as you can see, this one here, not a happy tulip. I don't know if anything's going to happen with it, but we'll see. We'll leave these in for a little longer. And then I don't remember exactly what some of these are, but we'll get them in. These ones coming up, they're doing something. Yeah, we shall see. Leaving these out all winter was an experiment. Didn't work very well. These guys here, as you can see, one hyacinth bloomed pretty much underground. Like literally it didn't, I think I planted it a little bit too deep. But you know, I'm still learning how all this works. All right, and then here in the front, I am absolutely shocked because these tulips are, I believe, the double gudoshniks that I planted not last fall, but the one before. And when they came up, I hated them. They just, as these doubles, the anthers, like what happens is that the double petals seem to be like the anthers or the stamens, like other parts of the flower seem to like be replaced with petals. But then you get, it almost looks like worms crawling through because you get like some pistils, some of the black tulip like pollen carriers are just like stuck in the middle of other petals. Anyways, I didn't really like them, but they also opened like right on the ground last year because it was just a super, super warm winter. And I think I even pulled some out, but I believe that these are remnants from that. So double gudoshniks. I mean, they're beautiful in photos, but I ended up just not liking the doubles as much as I thought I would, strangely enough. I put in some more daffodils. These are the exotic emperors, which last year were the very, very first of anything inside of my gardens up here in the front to come up. Oh, and by the way, you can see some of these great muscari coming up. I got like 100 or so of the Valerie Finis light blue ones, and there's a few coming up from last year that were just regular, regular muscari, Armeniacum, whatever it was, just kind of your standard garden variety ones. So you'll see these ones are a little darker, and then these ones here are the Valerie Finis, really pretty. The foliage definitely looks very octopusy, so octopus-like here, but yeah, just really pretty. These ones, I will need to look and see if these ones might be my the blushing appledorns coming up from last year. I believe they are, in fact. They're like yellow with a orange. They're kind of an orangey color. Some of them are more yellow, some of them are a little bit more orangey, but yeah, just lovely. But yeah, look at that. And these guys, and as I said, they're from the year before, and some of them are doing better than others, but I may just need to actually put more water on these in the early spring. There's more blushing appledorns. Over here I had double tulip ABBA. There's a red one. They did not come up well last year at all. And it looks like this year they're not really coming up. They're just not coming up. I think this next year. Over here, these ones are, I love these with kind of the green in it. What's over here mostly are spring green, which is white with a little bit of green in it. I am pretty sure I got Golden Artist, but I thought Golden Artist was, this one almost looks like like the same as the spring green, which was the white with the green, except for with more of, with the yellow color instead of the white. But these might be the Golden Artist ones. I'll have to check. But what you'll see here is what was the very first to come up in my garden are these concerto tulips. They are Greggii. They're meant to be short, 8 to 10 inches, I believe. They were the very first ones. They are lovely. They do not have the variegated leaves with those dappled like dinosaur spots, which I dislike. Those little spots kind of, so I'm glad, it seemed like they would not come up with those, but relatively a big bloom size compared to the whole size of the plant. And then these ones here, the orange ones, I had gotten 100 Preston Shogun tulips, also more of a botanical style. And then we've got some of these hyacinths, which as you can see have gone over. I'm gonna have to cut them off a bit. But yeah, just look at that. They're kind of like a creamy white, kind of an ivoryish to start, and then they get more white with a little bit of almost pink striations. Just beautiful. And then these Preston Shogun ones, they're almost all multiples. They're multiple blooms. Oh yeah, and then you can kind of see on the inside of these concerto tulips, it's almost more of like a brownish as opposed to a black spot on the bottom. And then these might be the they can't be the Allison Bradleys because they are light. Anyways, we'll see. I planted a bunch of Allison Bradleys in here on Sarah Raven's recommendation to do concerto. Pardon me, these concerto whitish small tulips with the Allison Bradley double dark red tulips. I thought they would maybe bloom a little closer together, but they're not. But that is totally fine. It's been absolutely gorgeous. The plan is to do the same thing all the way around to the other side of the lawn, and also to keep filling the lawn with more flowers. You can see this is also the Preston Shogun. I put more short ones here into the ground. There's a couple there. There's some coming up here. I don't know if you can actually see that so well. These are more of the Valerie Finis grape hyacinths. I think I am going to need to water the lawn probably earlier in the year just to give these tulips a better start. We do live in a dry climate, but yeah, you can see that some of them just desiccated a little bit from not getting enough water earlier. So I'm still learning how to work this with not wanting to rot things out in some areas, but needing supplemental water in others. But yeah, that'll be really pretty. I had also planted, you can see here that they just didn't get enough water at all. So this one is a Preston Shogun and the flowers are aborting, but I don't really mind because I'm learning how to do this, and hopefully these little guys will get enough water to keep the bulbs alive, and we'll do better next year. I had also put a bunch of ballerina tulips in the yard, kind of almost where you see these pumpkin colored Preston Shoguns. There were also like a ballerina or two nearby, and none of those have come up at all, which they could just be later. Oh yeah, look at these, so pretty. And then this one is coming up from last year. This one, I think this one's a red impression, which is nice. But yeah, I kind of filled this. This has a bunch of tulips from the year before, plus new ones that I put in. I really wanted this to be, kind of the hodgepodge of different tulips to just get, one of each up here to just see what they're doing. But yeah, how cute is that? And then this dianthus has come back from last year. It overwintered beautifully. I believe, Diane, this is now on my list of things to have. This is actually a hyacinth that we forced, and I decided to pop the bulb in the ground. We'll see what happens. Yeah, very nice. More tulips coming up here, just inside the garden. So nice. These are coming back from 2 years ago. These are called Mancella, and they are almost like a clown. They're bright yellow with red sort of stripes. They are doubles. So yeah, we'll see how those do coming back the second time. These ones, I thought I had spring green in here, but they don't look like that. And then these ones I think were mostly a blue moon mix. And they're very small at this point, so because I think they split as well. But yeah, I mean, just so much fun to have things coming up, and hopefully they just continue to naturalize, and I'll keep putting more things into the ground, things that can eventually have their foliage mowed down. And in the meantime, yeah, we've got more flowers coming up. I think these are all blushing apple thorns too. But yeah, I love it. And more of these little daffs. I'm loving the daffodils. Especially, even these ones here that are more standard. They're not tete-a-tete, but gosh, they have been long-lived. But yeah, look at these little like poof balls. I had gotten a couple of specialty ones that were like probably $1 or more a piece. And I think this is one of them. But look at that. Just lovely. Well, happy spring, everybody. I'll leave you with a close-up of